Good morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the day support, resistance and pivot levels. It is Wednesday the 30th of June. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against US dollar, bullish start to the day, going to see Bitcoin avoid the pivot at 35,583, take a run at the first major resistance level at 36,939. Going to need to see support from the broader market, however, for Bitcoin to break out from yesterday's high, 36,600. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 37,000 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Bitcoin target 40,000 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 37,956. Fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 34,566 into play. Barring an extended surf on the day, Bitcoin should stay clear of sub 34,000 levels. Second major support level sits at 33,210. Looking at the MACD, widening of the bearish histograms at the turn of the day after yesterday's late bearish cross, coming after the pullback from yesterday's highs. More significantly, however, on the EMAs, the 50 and the 100 have pulled further away from the 200 following the bullish cross of the 100 through the 200 yesterday afternoon. So key will be to avoid the pivot at 35,583, break back through to 36,500 levels and out through yesterday's high to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, the support levels will come into play. Across to Ethereum against US dollar, it's been a mixed start to the day. Going to need to see Ethereum avoid a fall back through the pivot at 2163 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 2251. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break back through to 2250 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 2,300 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ethereum target 2,400 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 2,335. A fallback through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 2,078 into play. Barring an extended sell on the day, Ethereum should avoid sub 2,000 levels and the second major support level at 1990. Looking at the MACDs, widening of the bearish histograms at the turn of the day following yesterday's late bearish cross. More significantly, however, the 50 has pulled further away from the 200 and the 100 also widening marginally on the 200, suggesting further upside ahead. So key would be to avoid a fallback through the pivot at 2163 and break back through 2250 levels, that resistance level, to then target 2,400 levels. Failure to do that and support levels will come into play. Moving across to Litecoin against US dollar, also bullish start to the day after an early pullback. Going to need to see Litecoin avoid a fallback through the pivot at 144 to take a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 150. Going to see plenty of support from the broader market for Litecoin to break back through to 150 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Litecoin target 160 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 156. Fallback through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 138 into play. Barring an extended sell on the day, Litecoin should stay clear of sub 130s. Second major support level at 132 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACD, slight narrowing of the bearish histogram at the turn of the day after yesterday's late bearish cross. More significantly, on the EMAs, the 50 continues to pull further away from the 100 and the 200, with the 100 closing in on the 200. So we could see a bullish cross there. So key would be to avoid the pivot, fall back through the pivot at 144 and break out from yesterday's high, that was at 149.26, to then bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play. Looking at Ripple's XRP against US dollar, also a positive start. Going to Ripple's XRP avoid the pivot at 0.6934 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 7443. Going to see plenty of support from the broader market, however, for Ripple's XRP to break out from yesterday's high, 0.7321. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 0.75 to cap any upside. In the event of another breakout, should see Ripple's XRP target resistance at 0.8 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 0.7831. A fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 0.6546 into play. Barring an extended sell on the day, Ripple's XRP should stay clear of sub 0.65 levels. Second major support level sits at 0.6036. Looking at the MACDs, we have a widening of the bearish histograms at the turn of the day after yesterday's late bearish cross that comes off the back of yesterday's pullback from the midday high. Key, however, are the EMAs, with the 50 continuing to pull away from the 100 and the 200, with the 100 narrowing in on the 200, supporting upside early in the day. So key would be to avoid the pivot at 6934 and break through yesterday's high 7321 to then bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, the support levels will be in play.